Hello all, Project Wargaming here with a video on painting a 2mm nativity set. Now this sounds silly, but we had a conversation over on the Little Wars TV Discord channel, and someone posted some pictures of a nativity set they painted over in Spain, and I mentioned that I always wanted to paint a nativity set, and he jokingly said a 2mm nativity set, and then of course I couldn't stop thinking about it and immediately modeled it up and then printed some off. So this is one of the results of that. So as you can see, I've already kind of started painting this. I painted the base here with US sand, and then the rest of it I'm going to work my way in. And so on this side I have shepherds, of course Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus in the middle with a cow and a donkey flanking them, and then a couple of camels over here with the three wise men, and then the star, and I put the angel on the star. So I plan to put this up on my website for free. If you guys so choose to paint this in the future, then you can use it. So I'm just now starting to paint it, so I will work my way through here, and hopefully you guys can kind of follow along. But as I was saying, the base is US sand. I just make sure that I get that covered. I'm going to make sure that I cover the front edge here, back edge, sides edge, all of that. Back edge is a little less necessary, but might as well for good. I went ahead and slathered it all over the shepherds on the left side there, just because I can paint the sheep, come back in and paint the sheep pretty easily, and then also paint just the heads of the shepherds fairly easily. So next thing I'm going to do is come in with a darker brown and paint the actual barn itself. So that is going to be a little tricky just getting inside here. And not screwing up everything else. Again, backside is not nearly that important, but I want to make sure that I get it. The coverage is a little uneven, but I think that's okay because it is representing a barn after all. All right. Next, I'm going to come in and do a brown on the cow, and the cow is over here on the left side. Just kind of drag it across there. And the gray is going to be on donkey. Make sure I get down to the base and cover it up there. All right. For the crib, the creche, I'm actually going to make sure, well, I'm going to paint it brown, the darker brown, like the barn. That way when I paint the baby Jesus inside there, it'll pop out a little bit more, hopefully. All right, Mary is going to be clad in blue. And Joseph is going to be in a green. All right. Got a little bit of bleeding going on there with Mary. This blue kind of bled into the ground a bit. no big deal. I'll get it later. All right, for the camels, I'm going to kind of mix up English brown and some yellow and put those over top of that. Get the back side of them. And then I'm also going to base coat the star here. Now I'm going to go ahead and again slather over top of the angel that's in the center, just because it'll be a little bit easier, I think, to come back in and paint that later. All right, for the wise men, I'm going to use a little bit more exotic colors. So I got a turquoise here. Paint one of them. And then I have a purple. That I'm going to paint one of them. And then I'm going to do a mix of a blue and turquoise, maybe a little bit of yellow, just to brighten it up a little bit. Keep mixing just to get some different color. There, that'll do. And then I'm going to paint this one, the last one. All right, so I noticed that I've missed the side of the star there, so go back in and pick that up. All right, let's go back in with some US sand and paint the base around Mary and the creche again. Now I'm going to come in with some skin color and hit all the faces or the heads of the people. It's a little hard to see just on the shepherds. I'll go ahead and hit the faces of the wise men, even though each of them have a crown on top of their head. All right. So far, this is what we got going on. Some of that needs to dry just a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and come in with some white and paint the sheep. And then I'm going to paint the swaddling clothes on the baby Jesus. All right. Now I'm going to come in with some yellow and start to paint the star a little bit brighter. I know that it's not quite dry yet. But spread that paint out a little bit better. All right, and then I'm going to come in and just put a dab right on the halo of Christ child in the creche. And then come back in with a little bit of the skin tone again. Just put a dab right in the center for the face of Christ, and then I'm going to hit the heads and a little bit more of the bodies of the shepherds. All right. Next, I'm going to come in with some gold, and the gold is going to go around the crowns of the wise men. And then each one is holding a little bit of treasure: frankincense, myrrh, and gold. And I'm going to use a little bit of gold as well on the halo around the angel. I think what I'm going to do is just highlight around the angel, just to make it pop out a little bit more. And then I'm going to hit just a little bit of the halo of Christ Child as well. And there we go. Okay. This is what we have so far. So I think what I'm going to do is come in now and paint the angel up here with a little bit of white, just to start to highlight it. And the angel actually does have wings that are modeled there. So just starting to get that there. I'm going to come back in with that darker brown and just give a good line across. Oh, goodness. I should at least do it where you can see it. A good line across the top of that that manger, or the barn again, and then go from there. Hit the top again. All right, and then I'm going to go back in and hit that cow in the back, and then hit with gray just one more time the donkey. All right. Joseph is actually carrying a staff, so I'm going to just come back in and put a line on that staff ever so slightly and go from there. And then for Mary's head, I'm going to just kind of wrap the blue around the top of it again and hit the side, but leave the face. All right. Go back in and hit the angel. Blow on it just a little dry, a little bit more. And I think I'm going to mix in just a little bit of sand to show the difference between the wings of the angel and the actual body of the angel. And finally, just a little bit of face on the angel itself, which is going to be very, very tough to see because all of these colors are about the same. All right. Well, that is it for the painting. I'm gonna blow on this, let this dry a little bit, and I'm gonna use some of this, I think this is strong tone mixed with some Lamathar medium, or whatever it's called. So I'm not going to need a ton of this, but I am going to use my detail brush just to help make sure that I hit it in the right places, and I can drag that around a little bit more. Good thing about this mix is it really puddles nicely around the base of the figures, but it doesn't overly darken the figures themselves, which is nice. All right, gonna get some of it off my brush and pull some more off of there and adjust it. Oops. Oops. All right. And then the top here. Top. And then hopefully this is dry. On the angel, come back in and just give that a slight highlight there. All right, well, that would be my 2mm nativity set. So very happy with how it came out. Merry Christmas to all of you, and God bless. We'll talk to you later.